Hey, fantastic fam. Welcome to our community where we combine the woo and the work. We are two professional women who believe we can have it all and constantly upgrade ourselves to meet our visions. I'm Kalyani and I've chosen the off-roading path to personal development, being an entrepreneur with the journey of motherhood. I'm an economics postgraduate and I love working with all things mind and money. I've founded and sold one business and I'm now building this business that feels like fun and freedom for life.
Hi, I'm Rupali. I'm a numbers nerd turned Reiki master and many other things. I found a passion for all things wellness. I've worked in banking and finance for 15 years and I love combining that knowledge with all things energetics to create impact in a fun, easy way for others. Join us as we share the behind the scenes of us creating wealth, freedom and magic.
Do you see yourself buying things that you don't really want to over and over again? Do you see some spending patterns that you don't know what to do with? And it leaves feeling you anxious, tired, annoyed, frustrated with yourself? Then I'd like to cover why this is and how our brain works and why you keep repeating this and how to stop it. So to start with, there's something called the subconscious mind. Now, most people have heard of it, but don't fully appreciate what it is and what role the subconscious mind plays. So the subconscious mind is almost like kind of the driver behind the scenes that's always constantly trying to keep you alive, protect you, and, always concerned about your safety. So what it does is any repetitive tasks or anything that you experience a few times, it kind of records that and remembers it so that you don't have to use energy in recreating an experience or rethinking what to do. That's why sometimes you find that you have some programmed actions that you do or take as a result of certain situations. So an example is, ever find yourself driving home and don't remember the way, but you just find yourself reaching home? That's because your subconscious mind is trying to conserve energy and it's just kind of taking you down the default way. It's the path of least resistance, least energy being used, so that you can conserve energy for other things. And hence, you somehow zone out, but somehow your body still knows what it's doing. Similarly, breathing, digesting our food, we don't actively think, okay, now I'm digesting my food, now I'm digesting my food, now I'm breathing, okay, take another breath, because could you imagine what an issue that would be at night when you're sleeping? I mean, there's no way you can possibly keep reminding yourself, right? So this is what role your subconscious mind plays at a very, very high level. And then basically, if you're someone that is that keeps buying or shopping and buying things you don't really want, you keep getting frustrated, then there may be a pattern here. And the pattern may have come from past experiences. So some people may have, experienced stress, and when they experience stress, they're like, oh, I need some retail therapy, right? It's a commonly used phrase. And what is the and so if you do it more than a few times, then what will happen? Your subconscious mind remembers that. So every time you're stressed, it triggers an action, right? I need retail therapy. But how often has retail therapy really made you feel better beyond the point of, sale at the cashier, beyond kind of coming home and opening up your new goods? Beyond that, what is it that you kind of get out of it? You may not get much out of it, right? So I think the issue is not the shopping or the spending. I think that if someone's made a decision, let's say someone wants to start the investing journey, someone wants to save more money to be able to invest, then if they hold these kind of subconscious patterns that, wired programs that drive them to buy things and, spend money on things they don't really want on repeat, and then get frustrated about how they can never save money. But this is just your subconscious mind trying to protect you because it thinks it's going to help by shopping. So it pushes you to shop. And then it doesn't kind of fully comprehend what happens afterwards, the fact that you don't really feel good. So it's about kind of becoming more aware of some patterns we hold, where they've come from, and how to overcome these. Now, if you're someone who wants to be able to be more mindful and spend consciously, then it's always good to firstly reflect on any patterns you may have when it comes to spending. Think about where it might have come from. It's most often past experiences, because if you notice, we all have different spending patterns. It could be from parents when you were a child. It could be from siblings, but most often it's from you, and a belief that you formed that spending or retail therapy helps me feel better. So really become aware of your mindset, your beliefs and your mindset. Secondly, because you've done this for over and over and over again for years on repeat, you've got some really strong neural pathways. So think about it. Any task that you've done over and over again, like let's say, again, coming back to the example of driving. Before you started driving and in the process of getting your driver's license, it just felt like such a mammoth of a task. And you thought, once you have your license, that will be it. And kind of really look forward to the day that you get your license. But once you get it, what happens? Yeah, it's a novelty for 6 months. But beyond that, for the rest of your life, you're not every day thinking about, oh my goodness, I'm so happy I have my license, right? It becomes a second nature. You started driving, you go around, you drive to work, drive to the mall, drive to your friends, all of that. That also becomes second nature beyond some point. So and that's because you've got the neural pathways that are built through repetitive action. Now, if overnight you decide consciously, I want to now consciously start spending, I want to be aware of where I'm spending, and I don't want to let my subconscious mind kind of drive my decisions in a way that is not aligned with my truth right now in my future that I'd like to have, then that's something that you need to practice over and over and over again. So why is this? Because if you don't, then you'll face some inner conflict. Basically, you won't feel good for not shopping, but you won't feel good after either because you've shopped. So it's such an in between, and who's left worse off? You, because you didn't want to buy it. You're feeling bad about buying it. You're not going to use the item, whatever it is, because you've just done it for the sake of it, and you spent money that you didn't want to, which you could have invested, for example. So, and that's cognitive dissonance. You kind of keep going back to what's comfortable, and that kind of inner conflict is from the previous you versus the future you. So I think that if you want to change some neural pathways over time, then you have to be willing to go through the discomfort of it a few times over. Like I said, you've done it for many years. So you can't possibly expect that now in the split second, in the moment you've decided that, okay, now I don't want to be this person anymore, that your body allows you. Because your body essentially remembers, your subconscious mind remembers what it thinks is gonna keep you alive and protect you. So yes, I think the first key thing is being patient with yourself. If you see yourself repeating patterns despite being aware of it, then always just acknowledge it, realize that it's okay, I'm only human, I've had this, I've been this way for many years, and kind of really cut yourself some slack. Because becoming more anxious about it is really going to throw your nervous system on edge. And it's not fair because you're trying to do something that may not be possible in the moment. So if you try over and over and over again, and you could kind of, preempt these things. So maybe it's about understanding, okay, if I'm really stressed, what is it that helps me? Or if I'm upset, what is it that really helps me beyond the retail therapy that I thought helped me? So have some tools that you kind of have, consciously thought of and listed out in your mind, so that in the moment, you at least have the option to tap into some of these tools. Like I said, it's not going to be easy. You won't straight away be like, oh, right, okay, this makes sense. Logically, it makes sense. I'll just do this in the moment of frustration or sadness, because heightened emotion is a difficult time to kind of make changes. So it is as difficult as it is. But really doing it for 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and slowly, you'll be like, all right, I even forgot that I wanted to shop in the past whenever I was upset. So I think these kind of exercises and models, if I may, help us understand ourselves. They help us kind of change in the way that we really want to and move towards a life that we want to, and avoid things that we don't want, and then the conflict that comes with things that we don't want, but we keep repeating, right? So I think the biggest thing is be patient, be ready with some kind of tools and options that you could tap into in the moment when you're upset, and really, really cut yourself some slack. And just be proud of yourself for, pursuing this, going down this path, gratitude for each time you react a little bit differently to the previous time, to affirm that you are making progress, because progress isn't, a complete shift and now suddenly everything's perfect. Progress takes time. Progress is a little bit one step at a time. But before you know it, you'll be there and you won't even remember your past patterns anymore. So let me know if this resonates with you. Drop us a message on our social media account. It's always good for us to know. I love knowing, how people have tried these things, how they've experienced it, what's come out of it, any other things that have come out of it beyond what was mentioned in this recording. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode.
We would really appreciate your feedback as reviews on the podcast app you tune in from. Support us also by sharing this podcast with 3 of your besties who would benefit from being fantastic.